We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak for Thursday, November 30th. I'm your host, Chris Kiefer, and we're going to take a look at the top news and sports stories from Northeast Mississippi. But first, let's take a look at your weather forecast. Today we're looking at cloudy skies with a high of 69 and a low of 39. There's a 20% chance of rain. Looking ahead at your weekend outlook, Friday calls for partly cloudy skies with a high of 64 and a low of 37. Saturday, again partly cloudy, high of 66 and a low of 40. And more of the same on Sunday, more partly cloudy skies with a high of 69. The low is 47. Let's take a look now at today's top headlines. Court-ordered efforts to reduce overcrowding at the Prentiss County Jail have been so successful that plans for expanding the Boonville facility have been placed on a back burner. In late May, a federal lawsuit threatened to take away the jail's 18 state inmates and the free labor they provide the county if the jail's population went over the 70 inmates it was designed to house. Sheriff Randy Toller said the facility was severely overcrowded for the last 2 years. It housed 136 inmates for more than a week in 2016. To deal with the situation, Toller limited the number of prisoners coming into the jail and began shipping excess prisoners to Tishomingo County. Prentiss County also signed an agreement with the city of Boonville to reserve 10 beds for city prisoners. Toller said the daily population is hanging around 60 now, with a dozen or so in the Tishomingo County Jail. While the jail is operating with lower numbers, the current situation is not a long-term solution. County officials know they will have to address the jail issue in the near future, but do not currently have a time frame. Even with overcrowding no longer a problem, the facility is still 20 years old and in need of updating. The newest member of the Mississippi legislature admits he played a cat-and-mouse game with his opponents in refusing to declare a party affiliation. Neil Whaley defeated Holly Springs attorney Sharon Gibson on Tuesday night to win a runoff for the District 10 Senate seat. Throughout the campaign, Whaley declined to tell the Daily Journal his party affiliation. Instead, he said he would decide after the election. However, less than half an hour after the results were counted, Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves boasted on social media that the Republican Whaley had won. And on Wednesday, Whaley confirmed that he would serve as a Republican and that party officials had known that for some time. Whaley said he wanted to make the emphasis about the person and not the party. He said all of his opponents wanted him to declare and that the less they knew, the better it was. Whaley's victory was significant for the state Republican Party because he replaces Bill Stone of Holly Springs, who was the Senate's Democratic leader. Stone stepped down during the summer to accept a post with the city of Holly Springs. District 10 consists of most of Marshall County and all of Tate County. With the election, the Republicans will have a 33-19 advantage in the state Senate. The 69th annual Reed's Christmas Parade is set for Friday night. The annual event draws hundreds to Tupelo's downtown to celebrate Christmas and enjoy the festivities. It also will lead to road closings throughout the downtown area on Friday. The parade starts at 7 p.m., but the closures are expected to last between 4:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. Affected roads will include parts of West Main Street, Robin Street, Jefferson Street, North Front Street, North Spring Street, North Broadway Street, North Green Street, North Church Street, and North Madison Street. The parade begins on Main Street near the intersection of Franklin Street. It continues west until the intersection of Robin Street, where the parade turns north for 1 block before continuing east on Jefferson Street to the Bancorp South Arena parking lot. And in sports, Mississippi State has hired Penn State offensive coordinator Joe Moorhead as its 33rd head football coach. News of Moorhead's hire broke late Tuesday and was confirmed by MSU on Wednesday morning. Moorhead will formally be introduced during a press conference today at 10 a.m. in the Seal Football Complex. The event is open to the public. Moorhead has spent the past 2 seasons leading the Penn State offense. They have scored 30 or more points in 21 of the 26 games he's coached there and have averaged 39.4 points during that span. Penn State has posted 5 games of 50 or more points during his tenure, including 4 this season. Penn State's offense is nationally ranked among the top 20 this season in 5 categories, including 7th in points scored. The 44-year-old from Pittsburgh served 4 years as a head coach at his alma mater, Fordham, from 2012 to 2015. He had a winning record in each season he was with the Rams and led them to the FCS playoffs 3 times. Moorhead also has assistant coaching stints at Georgetown, Akron, and Connecticut. And that does it for Newsbreak on this Thursday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. Listen to the Memo podcast for the latest on news and entertainment in Northeast Mississippi with hosts Emma Kent and Derek Russell. On Wednesday's episode, Jenna Parsons talks about the history of the Lee County Bookmobile, and Dennis Sid gave some background on the Cockrell Banana Company, whose business is more robust than many people realize. Also, Emma talked about the new storm shelter and gymnasium that is coming to Tupelo High School. Listen to Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or at memo.djournal.com. And Ole Miss and Mississippi State fans, check out the Double Coverage podcast. Beat reporters Parrish Alford and Logan Lowry discuss the latest with the Rebels and Bulldogs, and they'll have plenty to talk about this week with new football coaches at each school. Look for a new episode later this afternoon in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or at doublecoverage.djournal.com. Each story discussed on Newsbreak can be found in your daily journal or online at djournal.com, where you can also catch a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning at 7 a.m. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Kiefer. Have a great Thursday.